Hi everyone, welcome along to today's video. Now this little question concerns all of you with combi boilers. It's a popular question actually, I kept meaning to get round to answering, and that is that some of you are working on your radiators, putting new ones in, radiator valves, etc. Now to do that kind of work you've got to drain the central heating system. So can I use the hot water of the combi boiler while I'm working on the radiators, because the actual heating would be off for a while, but you still need the hot water to the taps. So is there a way around it? Well, I can tell you, once it's drained the central heating, your hot water won't work. Okay, it will not go. So what can we do? Well, there is a way around it, and I'll show you that right now. Here then is the bottom of our combi boiler, where all the pipes are. Yeah, that's what we're concerned with. So first of all, before we start, make sure you've got 1.2 bar pressure in the boiler. If you haven't got quite that, then do top it up first before we do this little exercise. Okay, once you're confident you've got that, then what we're going to do is isolate the pipes that go into the boiler, the flow and return pipes, to keep the pressure in there. So the flow and return pipes are usually on the outside of the boiler, not all the time, but normally. So this one here I know is the flow pipe in, and this one over here with a gauge on it is our return pipe in. Now the others you needn't be worried about, okay, don't concern yourself with those. That's the hot out, for instance, that's the gas, and that's the cold main. So don't worry about those, and that's our runaway pipe. If we get too much pressure, it outlets to the outside wall. Okay, so it's a quick run through of them, but all we need to know is to get to the valves on the flow and return. So here's our valve here. Yours will be different, they'll all be different. So I can't guarantee it would be that type on your boiler. Okay, and there's our return one there. So they've got to be both turned off, and then basically that will maintain the boiler pressure at 1.2, so you can drain away the heating system and do whatever work you want to do. And because you've got the pressure in there, the boiler will light on hot water. So there, I've given you one of our old plumber's tricks we can get away with sometimes. If you want to doing some work in the house and you can't get back because radiators are on order or whatever, but obviously the people who live in the house still want some hot water. This gets you around the problem. Sometimes those valves don't work very well, unfortunately, and sometimes they let by, in which case you'll see a drop in pressure and the hot water will stop working. So not successful all the time, but I have known plumbers fit valves on the flow and return pipes there and use those to actually isolate the boiler if they're going to be a long time working on the system, because they're worried that the actual valves on the boiler are old and may not shut it off as well as it needs to be, in which case it's just like having a leak somewhere and the pressure is gradually falling away, and then suddenly the hot water won't go anymore and the plumber's rung up and you've got to go around and repressure again. So there we are, that's it. It's just a thing I was asked about the other week, and I thought I must get on here and give you a kind of a trick around this way of getting some hot water from a combi boiler system when the radiators are drained. Okay, that's about it though. All my stuff you know to go, usual place. Yeah, Derek and Basically. Thanks for watching guys, bye bye.